Welcome back to Learn PHP on Code Academy. We're in the HTML form handling in PHP section. This is Get Form Handling. In HTML, setting a form's method attribute to get specifies that you would like the form to be submitted using the get method. When using this method, the form entries are passed as parameters in a URL query string. For example, this is a request to www.codeacademy.com, with the URL parameters first set to the value Ellen and last set to the value Richards. So this is a query. This is a query string. The parameter names first and last come from the name attribute of each form input. For example, the following form could be used to collect an individual's name using the get method. Here we have form, method get, first name is an input type text with name first. We have a break, then last name with an input type text with name last. We have a break and then an input type submit value submit name. And that is our form. When the form is submitted, the form data is available in the get superglobal array. The data is also accessible using request if you do not care about which method was used by the client. In our example, if a user typed Ellen into the first input and Richards into the last input, then print R get would look like this. We'd have an array, key first, value Ellen, key last, value Richards. Our instructions say we've added a form to collect the user's country and language. Add a method attribute to the form to specify that you want to use the get method. The default method is actually get, but it's best practice to set this explicitly. Let's do this now. Let's run that. We do pass. 2 says, if you try submitting the form, you may notice that the URL is not changing to include URL parameters as you might expect. This is because neither input has a name attribute yet. Give the first input a name of country and the second input a name of language. Let's do that now. Let's run that. We did pass. 3 says, use the PHP shorthand to print the user's country and language from the get superglobal array. You should be replacing the HTML comments that say add step 3 code here. So let's do that here. Let's run that. Forgot the $sign. Run it again. We do pass. And let's see it in action. Submit. And we do get it to show up in our HTML. So what we're learning here, get form handling, teaches us that when we set a form's method to get, it specifies that we'd like the form to be submitted using the get method. When we use this method, the form entries are passed as parameters in a URL query string, and we can see those show up here at the top. We see the query string country equals USA and language equals English. When we use the get method, we're able to save our input value and the entries are passed as parameters in a URL query string. And we also have access to display them using the get variable and specifying the key, the name of our input name attribute. As long as you guys are understanding that, you guys are getting get form handling. And I'll see you in the next lesson.
Hey, quick question for you. Are you happy with your current job or career? Do you like to go to work every day and see yourself doing what you're doing right now forever? If not, I'd like to share with you a little bit about the sponsor of this video, the Programmer Coach. The Programmer Coach is an online coding program that helps people learn how to code and get a high-paying job as a software developer. Their program is unique in that they teach you how to code by doing, through practice, which is truly the only way to learn any skill at the end of the day, right? Plus, they provide you with coaches to help you whenever you run into any issues. They also have career coaching and placement services, where they work with you and help you get your first job as a software developer. And the best part, their program is affordable and accessible for anyone and everyone. That's right, you won't pay the bulk of your tuition until you actually land a job as a software developer. To learn all of the details you would ever need and get all of your questions answered, simply go to becomeaprogrammer.com. Becomeaprogrammer.com. Once again, that's becomeaprogrammer.com.